Super Mario Eclipse, one of the biggest Mario Sunshine mods to date. This game is an absolute masterclass in Super Mario Sunshine modding, adding tons of new content to the original. It's got new levels, new characters, new movement, and least importantly, this frickin' Pianta Pit level where you always get lost, you try to climb all the way up to the top to get the shine, and then the stupid Chuckster throws you off the frickin' cliff. Regardless of how I feel about certain things, this game is phenomenal casually, as well as an incredible speedrun. Now, I already know what you might be thinking. Can Eclipse really be that much different from Sunshine? And let me tell you, you might as well be playing a different game. How? Well, we have long jumps, hover bursts, new skips, rocket dives, water balloons, 60 frames per second, transitional areas, and we're just getting started. I'd like to welcome you to the Super Mario Eclipse Speedrun Overview. This video is meant to highlight the unique aspects of the Mario Eclipse speedrun in comparison to the original in a way that's hopefully easy to understand. Although there will be a few times where I get into some technical details, since I want this video to work as an introductory speedrun guide as well. Anyway, there's no better time to get into speedrun Eclipse than right now, so let's go. One of the main draws to Super Mario Eclipse speedruns is the brand new movement. The new movement introduces a ton of variety to both the new levels and the original ones. This new movement includes the ground pound jump, long jump, Z backflip, water ground pound, hover dives, hover slides, water slides, and most importantly, the hover burst. This new movement, along with some physics engine changes, give Mario Eclipse a much greater top speed and mobility in comparison to Sunshine. Along with the standard editions, there are two other Eclipse movement techniques I want to highlight: neutral jumps and water balloons. Neutral jumps are arguably the most useful in the entire game. As the name implies, you simply have the control stick be neutral, then jump. Huh. That's underwhelming. Okay, for this to actually work, you're required to build up speed beforehand. The built up speed then translates to a lot of extra height, even more than both the triple jump and spin jump. To showcase just how powerful this is, it made this sequence break called barrel skip possible. Secondly, I want to talk about water balloons. These are thrown when pushing the R button if you are in a floodless state. These would be super helpful if it wasn't for the fact that water balloons have a massive amount of end lag to finish their throwing animation. They water the ground, which could be used to water slide, and throwing a water balloon alters your vertical momentum, giving us refined control over our jump height. If we didn't have to wait around forever to do anything afterwards. But this is where water balloon cancels come into play. WBCs for short. Whenever you throw a water balloon, you can either throw a water balloon with end lag or without end lag. If you have end lag, throwing another water balloon will cancel it, solving all of our end lag problems. This lets us water balloon cancel water slide, water balloon cancel spin jump, or water balloon cancel long jump. However, you have to be careful when doing WBCs. If the first water balloon you throw is lagless, throwing another will put you back into the throwing animation, causing all of that massive end lag again. On the topic of floodless movement, I have to mention the king without flood, El Pantisimo. Due to never having flood normally, Pantisimo is vastly different from Mario. He is crazy fast, jumps super high, and has two unique movement options of his own. The first is his double jump. This allows him to rapidly change direction while airborne, since the double jump goes in the direction you hold on the control stick. To add on to that, he can also do a spin double jump, giving him substantially more height. His second unique movement is this double jump landing jump. I could probably call that something better. While this jump is not the best on flat ground, it is great for quickly scaling vertical obstacles, due to it going as high as this triple jump. Unfortunately, Pantisimo has to be unlocked during a normal playthrough, making him slower overall for any percent. However, he does get use of longer categories such as 100%, also known as 240 shines, and 197 shines, which is all shines without collecting blue coins. We even have a separate any percent category dedicated to beating the game as fast as possible while also unlocking Pantisimo. This creates a completely different run in comparison to the standard any percent. Speaking of routes, let's get into my next point. The routing. Even though Eclipse has 4 additional worlds it has to complete for any percent, the Eclipse speedrun is almost 15 minutes faster. This is in part due to Eclipse's more open world progression. In Eclipse, there are transitional areas that make moving between worlds much faster. The transitional areas also remove the Delfino Plaza requirements for stage progression. No more having to unlock polluted piranhas, no more having to unlock the Lycinoki Bay, and no more needing Yoshi to eat the pineapple to go to Serena. We can already go just about anywhere. Another benefit transitional areas grant is the alternative routes. Although there will be a definitive fastest route, the transitional areas allow for routing in such a way that loses minimal time, but change how early or how late difficult speedrun skips are, or if they're even required at all. This makes Eclipse a great run for beginners to get into, since the route can somewhat be built to cater to the runner's desires. Along with the transitional areas, the shine progression system is slightly altered as well, making certain old shines and new shines skippable. For example, Pinna 2 and Pinna 4 are skippable by walking directly into the open park. Lacrima's 2 through 4 are skippable since the air vent secret is accessible in episode 2. On top of this, there's a brand new glitch called episode warping, which skips a handful of shines both in Pinna and Serena. The glitch is done by pausing just outside of a load trigger, then using the new reset area feature as you enter it. Select the right shine, and you're magically teleported to a different one. As a slight explanation, this works due to mismatched stage ID and episode ID shenanigans, but it's about as deep as I'll go into it. These major changes to the routing, as well as the movement, really separate Eclipse from its Sunshine counterpart. However, there's still a lot of other small distinctions, too many of which to list here, that make it stand out even more. I'll still showcase a few that affect almost any Eclipse playthrough though. First off, there are the quality of life changes. While these changes are amazing, 60 FPS does struggle on console, so I'd recommend playing on emulator. Here is a tutorial that goes over setting up Eclipse for both emulator and console. Another huge quality of life improvement are the sandbox-esque shines. While not too important for any percent in particular, not getting sent to the shine select for every single shine helps out both the major other categories, 197 shines and 240 shines. Both nozzles have also been reworked. The turbo nozzle now has dynamic speed control and starts instantly. The rocket nozzle has had a complete overhaul, which I go into in this video. The hover nozzle has also had one additional change, where it actually gets worse at hovering up slopes in comparison to the original. Finally, spam sprays, a tech that involves holding digital R and then pushing A while airborne to get this giant spray effect, is much wider in Eclipse in comparison to Mario Sunshine. This is good for cleaning up goop, but is worse for things like cleaning off NPCs or getting Shadow Mario quick kills. That wraps up the major distinctions I wanted to go over in this video though. I cannot overstate how truly incredible this mod is. All I could ask for is that this overview brings in both the attention and the love that this game deserves. With all that being said, we would love to grow both the casual and speedrun communities for this game, so links to those resources will be in the description. Thank you all so much for watching my Super Mario Eclipse speedrun overview.